Hey guys, it's Tom Box. Welcome to MST.TV. I'm back from Sam's place now. I took his structure deck and now I got to make my structure deck, and I guess I get to make my deck profile for you guys. Mine is a non-budget variant of the Salamangreat Soul Burner structure deck. Just came out, and damn, this thing came with a lot of amazing stuff, including stuff for Orchest, for Mood. Skipper is in the structure deck too, so aside from the structure deck, you guys can check out that video on Sam's channel. Okay, so for this stuff here, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreons for supporting me thus far. Really awesome stuff, and I appreciate all of you guys for making things like this happen. For the proxies coming up, I believe I'm going with Witchcraft and the 4 other cards mentioned in the Patreon channel. So yeah, stay tuned for that, you lucky Patreons, and thank you all for supporting me. Now for this profile, this is a foundational type profile, so adjust it and take out stuff if you don't need it. Make sure you adjust it to your own liking. This is how I'm currently playing it, and it works for my locals, might not work for yours. And make sure you adjust your side deck as well. I'm throwing in a side deck in here because I think most side decks are kind of the same nowadays, so I'm going to show you guys what mine looks like right now. So let's kick things off right now. Now, I also got a combo for you guys later on. I'm going to show you the OTK of how do you one-shot someone. I'm also going to show you guys their typical opening and how it kind of varies. Starting off with triple spinny. If you guys like the sleeves I'm using, they are Imperium Duelist sleeves. They are the pattern sleeves. These are very nice. They make things look DT. So even if you have common cards, at least they can choose to look pretty under the skin. So this is your free summon from the graveyard. Whenever you control a Salamangreat monster, it just jumps out, and it's level 3, so you can go into Mirage Stallion with this card. And it's also a hand trap to boost 500, but that part is usually not as relevant, but sometimes you can use it to push for an OTK. So there's benefits to this card, and this is one of the more amazing cards in the deck. The second most important card of the deck, I would say. The most important card of the deck is definitely Gazelle. Gazelle sets everything up. This is a graveyard-based deck. You shove everything into the graveyard. Let me just adjust the lighting here. You shove everything into the graveyard so you can fetch it back out. A lot of the cards have graveyard special summon, starting with Spinny. He has a graveyard special summon, and that one's just basically free. Also level 3. And these are your bread and butter combo, where you can go into a variety of plays, from OTKs to setting up the very first turn. Upon sending a Salamangreat monster to the graveyard, you get to special summon out this card from your hand, and then you can send another Salamangreat card to the graveyard, and that's the card that you get to use. You can send Spinny if you don't have Spinny. You can send the spells, you can send the traps, you can send whatever. Just don't send Field Spell, because that's a stupid move. And yeah, this card, of course, is once per turn. A lot of these cards are once per turn. Next, we have a non-Salamangreat card, Lady Debug. Oh, this expensive structure deck card. Everyone thought that structure deck was junk. Well, now it has some of the most expensive cards in there, including Lady Debug. It's a cyber support card. Very important card in my opinion, because this is a Rhoda. This is your Stratos, literally. Upon normal or special summon, add a level 3 Allure Cybers monster from your deck to your hand. That's all it does, but it lets you fetch out the previously mentioned cards. All of these cards are mentionable. It gives you so much access, so much consistency just by playing this card. I know it's level 4, but guess what? The Salamangreat Link monster, Valynx, only requires a Cyberse level 4 lower monster, so you can go into the Salamangreat stuff just by using Lady Debug, and that is why this card is amazing. And you can bait out hand traps with this card. Like, oh, are you gonna Ash this? Are you gonna Ash this? Usually you have to let this one go through. Next, because we are TCG, we're not OCG, we're playing triple Foxy. You got Renard. Okay, so Salamangreat Renard, or Salamangreat Foxy, I think this is a must play at 3 in TCG, because we don't have Max C. Over in OCG, they have Max C. They kind of cut this one really short. You only really need it as an additional copy, but this one you're using it for excavation purposes to kind of get the extra +1. It also comes out of the graveyard too by ditching a Salamangreat card from your hand. Now remember, they are hard once per turn. By that I mean they have multiple effects, and you can only use one of them once per turn, and then that's it. You can't use the other effect if you use one, and it's a use, so even the attempt counts. And this one excavates 3 cards, and you can add a Salamangreat card from your deck to your hand based on whatever you have excavated. So it's pretty awesome, but if you miss, you miss. It's kind of like the Sky Striker Field Spell. Next, I have 2 of the one-ofs. We have Salamangreat Falco and Jacques, or Jacques Jaguar. So this is, of course, your one-ofs. If you open with this in your hand, it kind of sucks because you can't really do your full-on combo unless you have an additional extender. But these two, this one, of course, resets the stuff out of your graveyard, your spells and traps, by sending it to the graveyard. Has a grave summon effect as well by bouncing back one of your Salamangreat monsters back to the hand. So remember, it's a bit of a cost, so it has to bounce to hand. You can't just send stuff to the extra deck. Then they have Jaguar, or Jaguar. This one summons onto one of your Salamangreat link pointers. Just keep that in mind. You have to control that Salamangreat monster as well. And by doing that, you get the bounce, or sorry, your cost is to put a Salamangreat card in your graveyard back into the deck. Or not card, but monster. But yeah, he's also a beat stick, but he triggers off your Sunlight Wolf. Now it's some hand traps. Oh, I got double Veileur. Man, this whole deck profile seems to be a bit more French than normal. Double Effect Veileur. I think Effect Veileur is just more impermanence. Impermanence, I find, just that long-term negation of a monster effect is more important than negating one part of effect now. And being able to stop that is, I think, quite crucial. And triple Ash. Oh my god, Ash Blossom. No, Ash Blossom, Joy of Spring. Okay, so these are the common ones. They look a little... yeah, they look pretty good. I think they work the same way. I think if I discard this card, it still will do the same effect as a foil or a secret one, so it's all good. And these are the cards that you guys are really looking after for the structure deck. According to this structure deck, yeah, that's right, it came with it. It's good, it's good. We're all good, we're all happy now. Now on towards the spell cards. Triple Salamangreat Circle. This circle gives you a Rhoda, and it's also a quick play spell. Good bluff card too, so yeah, you can also bait out Ashes with this. Also, secondary effect upon the Reincarnation Link. If you have a Reincarnated Link monster, you can use this card to protect it from monster effects. Quick effect, so it makes sense why it's a quick effect. I'm playing one Fusion of Fire, and I'm playing one Super Poly. Super Poly just because it's not interruptible, that's why it's great. And you don't mind throwing stuff into the graveyard anyway, so, you know, win-win. And Fusion of Fire kind of had the same effect. If there was more Super Poly, I'd probably choose more Super Poly over Fusion of Fire. But Fusion of Fire is a Salamangreat card, so you can fetch this one a lot faster than this one. This one's more of a sack card, and you can use it to disrupt your opponent's link. If they're setting up links, and you set Super Poly and you have a Salamangreat monster, boom, instantly you wipe their board, you cancel and interrupt their combo. Next we have Salamangreat or Salamangreat Sanctuary. Of course, this is you get to use one of your link monsters as the material for the Reincarnation Link without meeting the requirements. That's one thing, and you can also gain life points on one of the link monster you control when you battle, which is really weird because you zero out the attack. Then we have Will of the Salamangreat. This one is your Monster Reborn, as well as, I guess, kind of like Hall of Valhalla, where you get to special summon out a Salamangreat from your hand. Lets you extend, lets you revive. Also a Soul Charge if you have a Reincarnated Link monster, send it to the graveyard. You can then count the Link rating, spam them back onto the board. Now I'm playing Double Twin Twister because I don't want to get locked out from my opponent just doing something and setting up a floodgate, and I want to turn off the floodgate, especially there can be only one. That one is absolutely devastating if you're unable to play into more Cybers. The whole deck is Cybers based, and therefore I need to main these. I don't like dealing with it. And you know what? What's the one deck that actually kind of annoys you the most? It is going to be Subterror, because they main those floodgates. One Upstart Goblin, because why not? I need to fill it and make it a smaller deck. Triple Call by the Grave. I don't want to get interrupted by hand trap. There are certain hand traps that are just too devastating, and I like to be able to banish stuff out of the graveyard. Even if I go first or second, this doesn't seem that bad. Going first, more ideal than going second, because going second, you'd rather have an active hand trap than this card. But overall, it's not a bad card. It's one of the best cards in the last year or so. Next, we're into the traps. One Salamangreat Rage. You don't need more than one of this. If you play more than one, you'll actually realize how cluttery it is, because first of all, you can only activate one Salamangreat Rage per turn anyway, so what's the point of having the additional one? And you can constantly reset your cards anyway, so if you open with multiple, you're not getting a good variety, so you're losing out on consistency. So one is enough. Of course, if it is by base a Raigeki break, and if you have a Reincarnated Link monster, the additional effect is that you just copy or you just count the Reincarnated Link monster's rating, and then you get to pop that many cards. And if you do it like that, I believe it is non-targeting at that point. So lots of benefits. Now, some people are choosing to play one Roar. I'm choosing to play two Roars. Roar, I think I want to have the opening where my opponent can't play. I'd rather have double trap than just one. I know that these are hard ones per turn. If I open with both, yeah, it kind of sucks, but I shouldn't really need to open with both. I should be able to send one of these to the graveyard, whatever that one that is missing, and then I can use Sunlight Wolf to fetch the other one, so I can get one negation and a 2-card pop on my opening turn. That's the ideal move. finally, I guess I have a Gozen Match, being a mono attribute deck. I know against like Dark Thunder or like Danger Thunder, it is kind of ironic because they play mainly dark, but it does hurt them a little bit by turning off their light side, because if they leave a light monster, they can't go into the dark. If they leave a dark, they can't go into light. And you have this, they can't go into Nightmare Phoenix. And that means their best way of popping this card would be through using Chaos Dragon Levianeer to pop it. But that's only if they don't have a light monster on the board already. So if you can actually lock them into lights, it feels pretty good. And a lot of them don't run like the fusion, Thunder Dragon Fusion. A lot of them play Light Aseka, so they can't even get there. So that's the best part about this card. And finally, Triple Impermanence. That's the least budget card. Remember, it's coming on dual power, so maybe the deck is actually going to become a little bit more budget friendly, but you got to sack those cards because, I don't know, they're probably ultra rares and hard to get. And onto the extra deck. So onto the extra deck, first of all, triple Sunlight Wolf, because this is your Kagari. This is your double Kagari. The opening turn, you should be able to summon out one and then using one to reincarnate Link into the other. By doing so, you get to fetch back most of your cards. It's like a +4 play on the very first turn if you can do this right without getting interrupted. Maybe a +2 if you do get interrupted, but this is a really beneficial card that you should be always running. When you summon into a Link Pointer, or when your opponent summons into a Link Pointer, add back a fire monster, which includes Ash Blossom, Joyous Spring. But mainly, the first thing you're going to add back would be the Gazelle, because you can recycle Gazelle and reuse Gazelle to get additional fodder, additional material, additional extenders. And also, if you do have this card, Reincarnated Link, you get to just add a spell or trap in your graveyard that's Salamangreat related back to your hand. It's just that easy. So that's why this card is extremely threatening, and you constantly want to recycle. Management of the Sunlight Wolf is key. Okay, Sunlight Wolf management is key. Then we have Balinks. A lot of people thought it was Balinks, but it's Balinks. So this is your first part of the combo, also your protector, which is why you run 3 of them. So in the graveyard, you can banish this card to protect your Salamangreat cards from being destroyed by battle or card effect, which is pretty good. That's really good. But the first effect is, the reason why you don't need to run so many field spell is that you can always add it to your hand, and you can reset them with your other cards. So this card, upon Link summoning, you could add a Salamangreat Sanctuary from your deck to your hand, and if a Salamangreat card you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, of course you can do that banishing and protect. But that's why whenever you go into any sort of Link, you can just use this as an additional fodder, just additional laddering into the key combo and fetching additional bonuses and giving you a bit more protection. I'm running 2 Salamangreat Heat Leo. I'm going to put them as different artwork. I'm going to use this as a reminder. I know it's like, oh, sometimes you forget which one was, like if it was already reincarnated Link or not. So the first one is before he reincarnate Links. The second one will be the reincarnation Link. But yeah, remember that this guy has an effect to spin away back row, which makes it very easy to do the OTK without worrying about, like, I don't know, mirror forces and junk like that. You know, if this card is linked, summon target 1 card in your opponent's spell and trap zone, shuffle it back into the deck. And yeah, none of these cards have once per turn clause. So if they go into the first one, they spin one, they go reincarnate Link, spin a second one, and that makes it for a clean getaway, clean kill. Yeah, really good stuff. But the reincarnate Link effect, oh yeah, let's not forget about that, is that you get to target a monster in your graveyard and then make your opponent's monster equal to that monster's attack. So yeah, just be careful. And this is actually your OTK condition as well. It leads up to it. Next, I have 1 Nightmare Phoenix because it's fire. Mainly because of the upcoming Xyz monster, because it locks me into fire effects only. I have 1 Hita, the Fire Charmer Ablaze. Now, you don't have to run my variant. I have a much more budget-friendly extra deck. You could put in the Boral Swords, you couldn't put in the Boral, you can put in the Saryuja if you really need the Saryuja. Saryuja is stupid, don't use Saryuja in this deck. Well, until like when some guy like calls me, I was like, no man, Saryuja's awesome. But yeah, it is an awesome card, but not in this deck. So Hita, pretty awesome card, really good for the mirror match. You get to steal your opponent's monster. You can even steal your opponent's Kagari. Reading this card, target 1 fire monster in your opponent's grave, special summon to a zone that this card points to. Like, free Kagari, and then you can immediately just like link it even higher into a Link 3, which is pretty good. Then we have some of the non-fire. We have Transcode Talker. I think I just like the tech of a Transcode Talker because you get to special summon this card. You can just bring back some of your already used Link monsters. Like, you have a lot of Link 2s and you have Link 3s. You can just bring them back for free. And they're Cybers too, so this is why this card is pretty awesome. And if it's like co-linked, I believe you gain 500 attack. And also your opponent cannot target them with card effects, so it gives them that little extra bit of protection. And another one, Triple Burst Dragon. They seem like they're like the opposites here. One like pointing this way, they point at each other. This one I actually really like, just because when you attack into a Kagura, you can negate it, and then you don't have to worry about damage step-based effects. Okay, next we have the key monster here. We have Mirage Stalio. Let's put it over here. It's a bit brighter. Let's do it here. Mirage Stalio. Okay, this is your MX Saber Invoker that summons out Salamangreat monster, requiring 2 level 3 monsters. It's generic 2 level 3, so I feel like you can even consider trying to put in the Psychic Wielders if you want to play a bit more of Synchro Engine. You can put in the Psychic Wielders in here, but not my cup of tea, I would say. Remember, if you do use this as a link material, you can bounce off some of the problem threats on the board. Remember that, because especially when you go second, you actually want to link this one away rather than keeping it alive. And finally, I have one fusion of Salamangreat Violet Chimera. So Violet Chimera, I get that he's like rarely used. Sometimes you can win without even getting into this, but he provides you with that extra level of threat where your opponent does not want to leave a single monster in attack position just because this card can just OTK. So multiple effects here. When this card fusion summon, it gains the attack of half of the combined attack of all the materials used. Okay, that's pretty good, requiring a Salamangreat and a Link monster. And as you already know, I can use my opponent's Link monster with Fusion of Fire and also Super Poly. And because I gained the attack, that puts him usually over 4k. And once per battle during damage calculation, if you're battling a monster with a different attack from its original attack, you can double this card's attack during the damage calculation, which is why from 4k you can boost up to 8k, sometimes 9k. And unfortunately, I don't run the second copy of Violet Chimera, which gives it the other fusion-based effect. If you're playing a budget variant, shove in an extra copy. That's an extra win con for you. If you leave this card on board and use it as a material, whatever that it battles, that monster's attack becomes 0. So in other words, you get to punch him for game. So yeah, that's it. That is all I got for the deck profile. Actually, no, hold on. But wait, there's more. I actually have a side deck. It's pretty standard, I think. For now, I have Triple, Dino, Wrestler, Pankratops. Because Pankratops, I need to answer some of the Altergeist issues in the back row. I really don't like dealing with them. But it is what it is. Altergeist is a problem, and I need to be able to blow up, like, the Spell Village, the Protocol, all that junk. I need to take care of it. One additional Chimera and one Fusion of Fire. Okay, this is a meta call for your locals, 100%. Why? Because I don't want to deal with a mirror match constantly where I don't have the advantage, and the fusion is one of the biggest advantages you can have against, say, a mirror match. And you know that your locals is a bit more budget friendly and everyone wants to bandwagon on the top tier. They're likely going to play Salamangreat, and if they play Salamangreat, you should probably put in an extra Fusion of Fire and an extra Violet Chimera, because you can just like Fusion of Fire, dump this guy out and attack for game kind of deal, and it's pretty good. If they leave like a Violet Chimera and then they have also a Link monster, then they're dead because you get both effects right away. Pretty silly, but hey, why not? Why not maximize on that advantage? From a kind of a one-up, I'm playing a one-up Vididi Crow, although I could technically turn that into triple Ghost Spell to deal with a bit of the Thunder Dragon revival, mainly targeting towards the Hawk, because without the Hawk, it's not as threatening, I would say, without them reviving cards. But DD Crow is just a fun little bonus because Salamangreats are a bit weak to DD Crow, and DD Crow can also take care of some of the cards that Sky Strikers throw at you, so it's not a bad card by any means. It's just like the good generic side. As for everything else, one Twin Twister because I already made 2 in case I need an additional one. Triple Evenly Match. I didn't play this card for about, I don't know, about 2 months or so, and I find that it is a necessity now with dealing with Danger Thunder Dragon. Like, this card kind of sucked when I played with not danger, but like I'll play Dino Thunder. Dino Thunder I didn't need evenly match because I can just go pill into UCT and just run through the entire board. Everyone plays in defense mode for some reason, so I just run through the entire board, and then that's when everything basically dies. But now I need evenly match here. And the other thing would be triple sphere mode. I don't like dealing with the board. If I can have a 1-card answer, I'll use the 1-card answer and I'll play through that. That's my side deck, I guess. That's all 15 cards. And let's go into the combo. I'm going to show you guys maybe 1 or 2 combos, maybe even a 3rd one. All right, combo time. I'm going to do the basic opening play in this one, and then I'll show you the OTK after. But I'm going to do it in a way where it's a little bit different. I'm going to explain some of the theory behind why you run certain cards. Is the lighting okay? I'm going to set the lighting a little high inside it. Okay, there we go. So this hand here is going to explain a lot of the interactions, I suppose. So say, for example, I have a hand like this. This is a really busted hand, and it shows you where you can get your extensions if you do get like Ash Blossom somewhere in between. So starting off with this, obviously Lady Debug is going to be your first normal summon. I'm going to summon out Lady Debug. Doesn't matter where you put her, so it activates her effect. If I get ashed here, it doesn't matter because I have Salamangreat Circle to back it up. So if they burn an ash here, it's pretty devastating to them. If they don't burn it, then I get to add a card. Say that they did burn the ash, I'll be like, okay, well then now I'm going to activate Salamangreat Circle, and with Salamangreat Circle, I'm going to fetch myself the Gazelle anyway. So that was the card I was going to go for regardless. Sometimes you don't have both of these and you don't have Lady Debug. It doesn't matter. The first summon you should go for would be a Cyberse monster regardless. So let me just put this card away. Okay, and that's gone. Now the Gazelle, I'm going to link into Lady Debug. And here we go. We got Balinks. So with Balinks, I'm going to activate Balinks. Now, note that I did not send a Salamangreat card to the graveyard or Salamangreat monster, so I can't activate Gazelle to summon herself out just yet. But with Balinks, I'm going to add... Here we go. The field spell, Salamangreat Sanctuary. So I'm going to add this card to my hand. If they ash here, it actually hurts a little more because your next summon is actually going to cost you a little bit extra in terms of linked material. So now with a Salamangreat card on the field, you can throw Spinny into the graveyard by boosting its attack by 500. And because now you sent a Salamangreat monster to the graveyard, you can special summon out Gazelle. Gazelle's effect will now activate, and I'm going to dump. Now looking at my hand, I already have Roar, so I'm going to dump something else. I am going to dump the other trap, which is Rage. I want to get all the Rage. Okay. Now with this on the field, with a Salamangreat monster on the field, I'm just going to activate Spinny and special summon him out from the graveyard. Note that he will get banished if he leaves the field. So if your opponent has any way of getting rid of this Spinny, this is the time to get rid of it. If not, you're going to experience a bit of an overlay issue with Mirage Stalio. You can put in defense mode if you're really afraid of getting like OTK'd, but you shouldn't be getting OTK'd in most cases. Now we're in Mirage Stalio's territory. We're going to detach to get that summon. Detach the Gazelle. Don't detach the Spinny, because Spinny is obviously going to go back into the graveyard regardless. So detach this, and you're going to summon out, say, depending on what you have. If you already have the Jack Jaguar, then you have to summon out the Falco. Or if you don't have the Falco, you can also summon out the Fox. There's benefits to summoning out the Fox as well. We're gonna go with Jack Jaguar. So Jack Jaguar's out, and now that I have enough material to go for a further play, we're gonna go ahead and link these off, and we're gonna link it into the other zone. The other zone would be into this one, the Sunlight Wolf. Now, the combo could vary. If you can go into the Mirage Stalio, sometimes it is more important to get the Foxy onto the board faster, and maybe you can use that to clear a back row. But in this case, I'm opening, I'm going first. I got ashed, I'm doing this play right now. So Sunlight Wolf right now is a regular Link monster. It's not Reincarnated Link. I'm going to activate the field spell, and I'm going to use the Reincarnation Link of once per turn. Send that, and I'm going to use as the material for the second Sunlight Wolf. And now I'm going to activate Jack Jaguar. Okay, I'm going to go Jack Jaguar. I'm going to put this card back into the deck. So now I just dumped all my cards onto the ground. So Jack Jaguar special summons itself into a Link Pointer. And Okay, I've put back most of my cards, and here we go. So Sunlight Wolf will now trigger, and I can add back a fire monster from my grave to my hand, and the card I'm going to be adding will be Gazelle. And I cannot summon out Gazelle or use Gazelle's effect for the rest of the turn. And now I can also activate Sunlight Wolf's effect. I'm going to add back either my Circle or my Rage. I'm going to add back the Rage so I have a bit more control. And now I'm just going to set up my board. I'm going to shuffle up my hand, and I'm going to set these two. So right now, according to my board, I am at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I 8 cards? Yeah, I have an 8 card board, which is pretty awesome. I think it's pretty fair because I got a +3 out of this. I think what's really devastating is that I can pop 2 cards because this is a reincarnated Link monster, and what's annoying is I also can negate as monster effect, spell, or trap card, and I still have an impermanence. I can probably set and negate an additional card. I just have a lot of things going on. Sphere mode would probably wreck me, so it might be recommended that I probably link this off into something else, just in case. But this is a lot of benefits just for playing 2 cards, really. So that's the first combo, opening play. Alright, I'm going to show you guys the Fusion OTK. There's many ways to actually get to the Fusion OTK, but this is one of the more basic one, and they all kind of follow the same steps after a while. So, alright, so say I'm going second, this zone's locked out because the Link summons say a yugioh onto that or something like that, and then later on I like impermanenced it or something, and I locked it out, or maybe I like throw an Ash at it, alright? So I basically stopped a big play from happening, and then they still leave like an attack position monster on the board. If they have multiple links, it's better for you because it requires you less material, but if they don't have multiple links, you need to enter yourself an extender, which is why this is here. This is part of the demo. So to start things off, I already have the field spell, but if you don't have the field spell, you can add it through the means of the Veilings or the Bailings. Now start off with the normal summon, the Spinny, and I'm going to send it to the graveyard and summon out the Bailings as a Link 1. So we got our first Link summon of the day. This will trigger off Gazelle, and if Bailings would activate, you would activate Bailings as well to add the field spell. So they would be like Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, so this card cannot be Ash normally. This is TCG, not OCG. OCG has a different rule where if it's not public knowledge, you kind of treat like hand triggers as kind of like quick effects, kind of. But anyways, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, here we go. Chain Link 2, special summon, Chain Link 1, see how I'd add this, but normally now this is just Chain Link 1. So, and then I'm going to activate this card because it was special summon. I'm going to send to the graveyard the Fusion of Fire. You get that fusion, you can add it back, and with the Spinny in the graveyard, I'm going to special summon it back out from the graveyard because I control a Salamangreat monster. Because I'm so great, pay 8, feel great. That's the wrong deck, that's Cleese. Now we're going to go ahead and overlay these two into the Mirage Stalio. Oh ho ho, this is great. Mirage Stalio, we're going to detach, of course, our Gazelle. Detaching the Gazelle. And we're going to special summon out Jaguar or Foxy or any of the monsters that can summon themselves back out onto the field. If you already have one, then you gotta do something a bit different. Okay, in this case, I have Jaguar, sure. Let's do it this way, defense mode. I'm locked out of this zone, so I can only just use the one zone that I have as Link material or my little Link space. I'm going to activate this because I can, and I'm going to start things off with the very first Link. So we're going to get rid of the Mirage Stalio into the first Sunlight Wolf. Okay, Sunlight Wolf has been summoned, and Mirage Stalio will activate, spin away one of the threats. And again, you need to save your Sanctuary because you need it for the Heat Leo to reduce the attack. So we're going to go ahead and link again into the same Sunlight Wolf. In this case, now that this is reincarnated Link, I can add back the Fusion of Fire. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to activate, add back Fusion of Fire. And now I'm also going to use Jaguar. I'm going to bounce back the Sunlight Wolf to summon out Jaguar. Okay. And that's going to trigger off Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf is going to let me re-add a card, say I want to add an Ash Blossom because that's probably a really good card to add. Or I can leave it in the graveyard to actually maximize the damage. Say I'm going to add, I don't know, a Gazelle. Let's go with a Gazelle. Now that I have that back, I have these two in my hand. Well, technically these three in my hand, and I'm going to go ahead and link 3 into Heat Leo. Yugioh will spin away one back row, and then I'm gonna reincarnate Link using the field spell this time. This Yugioh, well, this one is going to have the secondary effect. I'm gonna spin another card away, and now that that's done, in my hand I have a material, and I have the fusion, so I can already do the whole fusion thing. I'm gonna activate Yugioh's effect. I'm gonna target a card in my graveyard, say the Ash Blossom Joyous Spring, and I'm gonna target one of the monsters on their side that's in attack position. I'm gonna make that attack the same, so Ash is 0. This is now 0. And now I'm gonna play Fusion of Fire. I'm gonna fuse away these 2 cards. And I get myself my Violet Chimera. And then we already know that Violet Chimera doubles its attack whenever it attacks something with a different attack than its original stat. So I'm also gonna gain the attack of half of Yugioh and half of Gazelle, 1,850 or so. And put that on here. I'm over 4k. I'm going to attack into that, and that's going to be 8,000 damage because of the double attack. And I still have 1 card left in my hand, so that's how you can do that whole fusion thing. It's pretty ridiculous. It's technically a 2-card OTK if you really want to count it, because everything else I kind of just threw away. And if you think that, oh, it's because you have Ash in the graveyard, well, that's not really the case, because Balinx is there that has 500. I can still hit over 9,000 damage with this card. So there you have it, guys. That's the Chimera OTK. It's pretty easy to do, which is why this deck is quite scary. And if you want to break a board, you can break a board. But of course, the very first search does matter, and that requires you to use this particular field spell. Alright, guys. I think that's all the combos I really want to show you guys. I want to leave the discovery up to you guys. If you guys discover some really funky combos, I know there is a Fox combo in there somewhere where you summon out Fox instead of Jack Jaguar to get additional plays. Leave it down in the comment section below and educate me on how you would play your Salamangreats. And this is a Foundation deck profile. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit me with a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. No, hit the notification bell, and I'll keep you guys up to date with more recent rulings. It seems like we have a lot of decks to kind of toy around with live duels, so maybe more live duels will be coming into play in the near future. So stay tuned for that. And as always, love you Patreons, love you fans, love all you guys watching, even if you're not subscribed. And as always, don't forget to hold on to MST.TV, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.